Brett, you were really among the first people to come on this program and raise the red flag about China. You told us that they were building a very strong military. We know that they've got the largest Navy in the world. Well, the Director of National Intelligence, John Ratcliffe, joined me on Sunday Morning Futures this weekend to talk about the intelligence that shows the Chinese Communist Party and what it's doing. Here's John Ratcliffe.
It's called gene editing. It's altering DNA, and it's one of the things that our intelligence shows that China is doing. They've got the PRC, the People's Republic of China, has 2 million strong in its military, and it's trying to make them stronger through gene editing. That's just one of the ways that China is trying to essentially dominate the planet and set the rules in the world order. And why it's so important and people need to understand is this is an authoritarian regime. It doesn't care about people's individual rights. We've seen what they've done to the Uyghurs. We've seen what they've done in Hong Kong. It's about putting the state first, and that is the exact opposite of what has always made America great.
Now, on the surface, a new grant from the Pentagon for extramural biomedical research and development doesn't sound so bad. The object is to create soldiers who can withstand even the harshest circumstances. Take a listen.
Develop technologies to maximize the physiological performance of SOF operators, including enhanced endurance, enhanced senses, tolerance to environmental extremes, and enhanced overall fitness in order to maintain operational posture ability in high-stress scenarios without noticeable augmentation and without hampering personnel mobility. Additionally, the ability to accelerate the effects of sleep through methods requiring less time.
It is God that girdeth me with strength, and maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and setteth me upon my high places. He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms. Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy right hand hath holden me up, and thy gentleness hath made me great. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, that my feet did not slip. I have pursued mine enemies and overtaken them, neither did I turn again till they were consumed. I have wounded them, that they were not able to rise. They are fallen under my feet. But thou hast girded me with strength unto the battle. Thou hast subdued unto me those that rose up against me. Thou hast also given me the necks of mine enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. Therefore his arm brought salvation unto him, and his righteousness it sustained him. For he put on righteousness as a breastplate, and an helmet of salvation upon his head. And he put on the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with zeal as a cloak. According to their deeds, accordingly he will repay. Fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. To the islands he will repay recompense. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. Standard against him.
Shalom, call halal, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH, that's giving all praise to the Most High, in the name of his only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. My name is Ibar from the Prophets in Babylon camp, down here in Tampa, Florida, and I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us the truth and truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. And real quick in this video, I just want to touch on the fact that we're going to need spiritual power. Okay, we are going to need spiritual power. You have these nations that are creating super soldiers, all right, which are like soldiers that are augmented to resist, certain things that your average human can or can't resist. He said how they don't need a lot of sleep, how they can pretty much keep pushing, man. No matter what. So these are going to be special soldiers that they're creating, and the primary reason why they're creating these soldiers is to come against the men of the Lord, because they know that the men of the Lord are going to receive that power. All right, they know that the men of the Lord are going to receive that power, and they're going to try to fight against the men of the Lord when they get that power. All right, so this is Psalm chapter 118, verse 2. It says, Yahawah, the Lord Yahawah is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my strength, it's like my power, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation, which the word horn goes into power. Okay, the horn of my salvation and my high tower. So that's why we got to come back to Yahweh BAHASHAM Shai, because that's going to be the way of our power, the way of our salvation. It says, I will call upon the Lord Yahweh BAHASHAM Shai, who is worthy to be praised, so shall I be saved from my enemies. And we have many enemies, man. Okay, we have many enemies. All these nations are going to buck up against us. Scripture says how Psalms 83, how they hate our Lord, so they persecute us. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay, we have enemies amongst these other nations. Okay, including the nation that we are in. You have these UN troops that are going to come into America, but also you have, America's a huge melting pot, and all these nations that are in here are going to turn against Jacob. They're going to turn against, the tribes, man. That's why this guy Biden came out and said, in the situation of a government collapse, in the situation of the government collapsing, they're going to, the so-called blacks, which we know that means the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Indians, are going to be affected by it the most. Okay, and that's not by coincidence. That's by orchestration, man. Okay, they want to put Jake in a bad case. Okay, so they can come down with that great wrath, like it says in Revelation 12 and 12. So it says, Psalm 18, verse 24. Let me go to verse. I'll go to verse 22. 24. It's the Spirit. I was looking at 28. But the Spirit brought me to 24. It says, therefore hath the Lord Yahweh BAHASHAM Shai recompense me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands in his sight. With the merciful thou wilt show thyself merciful. With an upright man thou wilt show thyself upright. Right, and that says us coming back to Yahweh BAHASHAM Shai. We're seeking to be righteous and to be upright again. It says, with the pure thou wilt show thyself pure, and with the forward thou wilt show thyself forward. For thou wilt save the afflicted people. So remember how I said Biden said what he said about the blacks going to be affected the most. Well, we are the afflicted people. The Lord said He's going to save the afflicted people. We the ones that need to be saved. All nations and all people can't be saved because not everybody needs to be saved. We the ones that need to be saved. What you doing saving Esau from his damn riverfront house, 3-story with a pool in the back? What saving do he need? We the ones that's going to need to be saved. It says, for thou wilt light my candle, and the Lord of my power will enlighten my darkness, right? For by thee have I run through a troop, and by thee have I leaped over a wall. So this is King David saying that he was a mighty man, a man of war. He had that power as well. But he said through Yahweh BAHASHAM Shai, he did all these things, man. Okay? And they showed you the movie The Matrix. They show you different clips, which is the brother Ishar Yahweh Shai for the election 3. The brothers, in Great Millstone, they do some great edits, but they show you Neo and these different situations where you got one man fighting thousands, if not tens of thousands of men and running through them. Okay, it says, for by thee have I run through a troop. So we're gonna literally be able to run through troops in that day, man, because they're gonna send troops. They're gonna send a whole fucking platoons to your neighborhood, to your block, to where you at. In waves, man. They got something on one of the old Call of Duty Modern Warfare games where it's called survival mode. And in survival mode, you're in this particular setting, and then you just got to get through as many waves as possible. It's just waves and waves and waves of people, of troops, And every single wave is worse than the last wave. And as you get farther into it, they start coming with which I actually want to. It's on the PS3. I got to set that back up. I want to play with my son. you know, but when you get older, obviously, but they got waves, man, and every wave is worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. First wave is they got some Hamites coming in there with some pistols, you know, but by the 40th wave, you got fucking Goliaths, you know, which is like destroying machines. They got dogs with bombs on them, you know. They got all kind of shit, man. So this how this man finna come. It says, and by my power I have leaped over a wall, and those walls weren't no, you know, privacy fences, man. Those walls were, you know, 30-foot, 40-foot high walls, and for one man to be able to leap over that type of wall, that's power. It says, as for my power, his ways is perfect. The word of Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahushai is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in him. Right. So if you trust in Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahushai, he gonna be a buckler unto you, a protection. It says, for who is the most high, save the Lord Yahweh, or who is a rock, save our power. Okay, it is the most high that girdeth me with strength and maketh my way perfect. That's the most high that does this, man. He's the one that's gonna gird us with strength and make our ways perfect. Okay, it says, he maketh my feet like hinds feet, and setteth me upon my high places. Cause the hind, like, it's kind of like a deer. If you ever see a deer, they're very agile and they can like cut through woods, man. You know, they cut through those trees like you know, one moment you see it, next moment they go. Scripture says he gonna make up the way to escape. It says he teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by my arms. Right, so we're gonna have that power, man. That power is coming back to the nation of Israel. Okay. Verse 40, thou hast also given me the necks of mine enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. Right, and we are hated by all these nations. We are going to destroy them. And this is why they're creating super soldiers, like I showed you in that clip. Talking about, you know, they can do this and do that. Hey, it don't matter what you can do when the Lord gives that power. Hey, you see, because their power is limited. Our power is infinite. All right? They cried, but there was none to save them, even unto Yahweh, but he answered them not. Right, and that's what's going to happen. They're going to be, you know, screaming and you know, in tears. Okay, this is why we also don't, you know, get into the into that talk of guns and, you know, all this, that, and the third. When, you know, Jake being that Guns and Roses spirit, man, you know, love, and then they want to go pick up some damn guns. Hey, man, trust in Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahushai, man. All right, Psalm chapter 44, verse 4. Thou art my king, O power. Command deliverances for Jacob. The Lord's going to command our deliverances. It says, through thee will we push down our enemies. Through thy name, not through a gun, not through Smith & Wesson, through the name of Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahushai BAHASHAM QADASH. Okay? Through thy name, through thee will we push down our enemies. Through thy name will we tread them under that rise up against us. And they're definitely going to rise up against us, man. Hence Jacob's trouble. The Lord said he shall lift up a standard, a way to escape. You know, so certain men are going to have power in that day. Okay? This is why we serve Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahushai so fervently now, because we know we're going to need it. Okay, I remember before I came into the truth, I was having nightmares of martial law and Jacob's trouble. Before I even knew what Jacob's trouble was, I was having nightmares. And I was seeing all type of, you know, crazy shit. And right before I would get shot, I would wake up in cold sweats, man. And they would shoot at me. Right before the bullets would hit me, I would wake up in cold sweats. And then one night I had a vision where they shot at me, and I didn't wake up. I closed my eyes and I just, you know, called. You know, I trusted in the Lord, to say the least. And the bullets was ricocheting off my body. The bullets was not being able to penetrate me. Okay. It says, for I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. And King David was a man of war. But he said, hey, it ain't by these weapons that I'm going to be saved. But thou shalt save us from our enemies, and hast put them to shame that hate us. Right. It says, in Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahushai we boast all the day long, and praise thy name forever, Salah. Right. So it's all through Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahushai. Okay. The Lord's going to destroy these nations, man. Okay, let me grab this. It says, yeah, and I was gonna get an NLT, but for the sake of time, I'm short on time. Maybe I'll do that the next time, man. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 6, verse 19. The portion of Jacob is not like them. We ain't like these other nations, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Yahweh of hosts is his name, which is, you know, armies, Yahweh of armies. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. So the Lord going to use his men, you know, to do these magnificent things and to destroy these kingdoms. And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider, man. So you're going to tear him down like I did in the video not too long ago about Hulk. He was, you know, he was ripping helicopters out of the sky, you know, tearing tanks apart and beating tanks with other tanks. Okay? That power is coming, brothers and sisters. You got to believe. Trust in YAHAWASHI, no matter how bleak things look, no matter how uncertain things look, the Lord gonna have a way out for his people. All right? But that's the point. I ain't gonna make it too long. I gotta get back to work anyways. I pray this lesson has been edifying to those for elect. Shalom, Kwame Shirallah. I'm gonna play this part back, and we gonna close out with that. Shalom, Kwame Shirallah, Ababa.
Ability in high-stress scenarios without noticeable augmentation and without hampering personnel mobility. Additionally, the ability to accelerate the effects of sleep through methods requiring less time.
It is God that girdeth me with strength, and maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and setteth me upon my high places. He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms. Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy right hand hath holden me up, and thy gentleness hath made me great. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, that my feet did not slip. I have pursued mine enemies and overtaken them, neither did I turn again till they were consumed. I have wounded them, that they were not able to rise. They are fallen under my feet. But thou hast girded me with strength unto the battle. Thou hast subdued unto me those that rose up against me. Thou hast also given me the necks of mine enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. Therefore his arm brought salvation unto him, and his righteousness it sustained him. For he put on righteousness as a breastplate, and an helmet of salvation upon his head. And he put on the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with zeal as a cloak. According to their deeds, accordingly he will repay. Fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies, to the islands he will repay recompense. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him.
Deuteronomy says your enemy shall come in one way and flee 7 different ways, man. So they're gonna come in like a flood and they're gonna flee. That power gonna kick in, man. Shalom. Oh, hello, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Man, we like eagles too. At the end of that, Neo got he took flight, man. All right, and got up out of there. Shalom.